We had a phase in the game in the second half where it was overall I think the game was quite equal if you look at it as a full game, but we had a period in the second half where we didn't create much. We had to manage other phases of the game really well, but I think the girls, compliment to the girls, they were very composed today with all the scenarios that they had to deal with the goals being scored against, us leading, them coming back, the weather conditions. So I think very impressed with the girls, how they just stayed very calm and composed and focused on the task. Going back to the question, what was that? Emma, did I answer you?
More or less,
yeah.
Did you really get the feeling?
I did. We knew, obviously we spoke about set pieces a lot ahead of this game. They very strong on set pieces. Unfortunately they scored 2 on us today again, but we scored 3 set pieces, so we win the set piece battle today, which is good. So we scored from the corner, and we had already Frida and Beth were already ready to come on, and obviously if you then score that 2-2 and you have those game changers ready to go and they're quality players, then there was even more belief that we have momentum now and we get fresh legs on the pitch. Let's go, and I think the players felt it on the pitch as well.
Renee, I guess like you mentioned, coming back throughout in this fixture and leading at one point and coming back in the game, just how much does that take from players? I guess the mentality they need to have in this type of situation, even looking further back to the reverse fixture, losing the way they did and just coming back throughout this game.
Yeah, so that first fixture is quite far in history, or relatively far when you play these so many games with tight turnaround, so that wasn't in our heads, but I think I'm very impressed again with how the players stayed focused on the task. I know that the players were talking about it in the changing room before the game as well, that whatever the scenario, obviously they understood that we play against very strong opposition, so there's going to be different phases in the game that we need to handle, and there might be situations that happen that we don't wish for to happen, and they might score a goal, or they might get momentum, and we'll have to deal with that. So the players are already talking about it in the changing room, and so I think their minds were set on that we need to stay in the game, whatever the scenario, whatever the situation, and again they did that really well today.
And just lastly from me, 11 games unbeaten in all competitions, 8 wins in a row. It's clear to see that the players are playing fantastically under you, and I know you've had this question a number of times. But is there clarity around your role at the club? Do you see yourself as a permanent manager going forward?
I'm just really happy that we got this win today. We topped the group, which is a big performance, I think, of the team, of the club. We had 2 objectives for this block, these 4 games. It was trying to be in striking distance in the WSL, and we climbed 1 spot and qualify for quarterfinals, and if we can win the group. So we are successful with both, which is very strong, but now it's been very intense. There's a lot of challenges that we had to overcome as a team, so we just need the break, and I'm sure I'll have communication with the club, but I'm going to have a break as well.
Thank you. Do the break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Renee, hi. When it was 2-2, your potential quarter-final opponents were Chelsea, Lyon or Barcelona, and now you've won, you'll be playing one of Real, City or Wolfsburg. So how important was it to get that win, given what it means for your potential quarter-final opponents?
It was mostly important for us to keep on winning, so that was the main one. We wanted to keep on performing well, we wanted to keep on winning, and I think if you look at the 8 teams that progress into quarterfinals, they're all very good teams, and I think women's football has grown so much. There's much more quality spread over more teams than just a couple of top teams. So either way, it was going to be a hard game. I think it's Wolfsburg, Real Madrid, and City, if I'm right. I just had to check the results. Yeah. So they're top teams as well. So either way, it's going to be a big challenge. But for us, for ourselves, this was important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Susie.
Hey Renee, regardless of what the future looks like, how do you reflect on the last few months? I mean, the record speaks for itself, but what have you taken from it personally?
It's been very intense. It's a big club with big players, great resources, facilities, and there was already such a good foundation, but I've learned a lot about what this role is in a big club like Arsenal. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed working with the players and with the rest of the staff. I just want to highlight the rest of the staff as well, because I'm usually sitting here and talking to you guys, but there's so much work behind the scenes. Aaron has been amazing. He's been stepping up as well, and he's been meaning so much for the team and for the girls. So no, it's been a very good period with loads of learnings, and happy for the team that we got the performances and the results we got.
Leah said outside that she's been coming into work every day with a smile on her face. Like, is that something that you take away from it as well? That the play, you know, every single player that we've spoken to in this period has said they're really enjoying their football at the moment.
Yeah, I think I'm happy to hear that, because if you enjoy what you're doing, you're also going to give a little bit extra, and you want to invest more, and I think that's where we're at the moment. So yeah, the break comes now, and they really deserve it. They need to recharge, refresh mentally, physically, but then I think everyone looks really eager to go again from January.
That's one, thank you.
Thank you.
Sandra.
Hi Renee, congrats on the win. Obviously you mentioned the 3 teams that you could potentially face given you top the group, but given how Arsenal, the run Arsenal have been on, and also how the manner in which they came back, do they feel like you could beat any team in Europe, given how your players are at the moment?
I think so. We have a top squad. It demands a lot of work, and yes, we've had so many challenges now over the last couple of months, and many times we came positive out of those challenges. So I think the team has shown real grit and resilience, and in combination with quality players and a clear idea of how we together want to play football, I think we can go really far. But big respect to all the other teams. Like I said before, there's so many teams right now in Europe in women's football that do really great things. So it's big challenges, but yeah, we have a big belief in ourselves.
And how important was it to kind of win in this way, with the rain coming down, going behind and what have you, just in those conditions?
Yeah, no, it was really hard to play today, especially first half when we had the wind against us, and it was swirling a little bit as well, and it was hard to get out of our own half, and we had some ideas about how we wanted to solve the goal kick against their very aggressive press. They're a very good team, but yeah, external factors, we need to control what we can control, but the wind didn't help to play and bypass and play in the air, so that was hard to get out of our half. But yeah, no, we're obviously very happy with the result.
Rachel?
Following up on Sandra's question, actually, in terms of this run, how does this compare in terms of how satisfying this was, just the manner that you won this match and the fact that you were in that final push before the break? How satisfying was this particular result for you?
Yeah, very satisfying. I think it was a very hard game to play against top opposition. They have so many tools, Bayern, in how they can threaten you, and we had to deal with it, and we did. It wasn't always the prettiest football, but it was hard to play pretty football today. So I'm just very happy with that we find a way to win. So even though the situation doesn't allow us to play our game, and obviously we also have to respect our opponent, we still find ways to win, and there's so many strengths, but it shows big mental strength from the team.
How does that put your Christmas plans? What are you doing with your time off?
Oh, back to Sweden and the Netherlands, yeah.
Nice. Any traditions, anything you're looking forward to the most?
Family, yeah, it's going to be nice. Thanks.
Sophie.
Hey Renee, I know you want to talk about the team and the backroom staff, but I want to ask about you. And I know Ron wants to talk about your future as well, but in terms of your present, and Susie kind of touched on it, I was just wondering what the best and worst has been of being in this interim role for you.
The worst is probably we have such a good squad, and we have great players in the building, and you wish for everyone to play every game. It's just impossible. You can only put 11 players on the pitch, so that's been the hard one, to not be able to have 11 players playing 90 minutes every game. So I always find that hard. What's been best, I think, just been enjoying how the girls have been digging in and working hard to see that. That's been great to see.
And to see a former teammate score against you as well. Did you have a few words for her after the game?
Who scored from the corners? It was Magda Eriksson. Yeah, both. Yeah, I played with Pernille as well, Pernille Harder. So I spoke shortly to Pernille after the game. I haven't spoken to Magda yet, but No, so I'll address it.
Leave it there, guys.